You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the July 23rd meeting of the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board of Managers. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
We're going to call to order the July 23rd, 2024 meeting of the Board of Managers for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. May we have the roll call, please?
Becky Greenlaw.
Here.
Pat Harris.
Here.
Corinne Myers. Here. Stacy Benning.
Here.
Diane Gonzalez.
Present.
Martha King. Adam Konechny.
Here.
Mike Sykes.
Here.
Don Babcock.
Yeah, ma'am.
We have a quorum.
Thank you for that, Gail. Are there any public comments at this time? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve our June minutes.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion by Mike Seitz and a second by Stacy Benning to approve our June 2024 minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for that. For my report this month, we actually have Joy here this month, so she's going to report on FMEC, but I just will make a comment that I did attend 2 days at the fair, at the fairgrounds, and the ground is looking very, very good. We're doing a lot of improvements there, and she's going to give you more specific stuff, but just in general, it's looking very good, and I'm excited about the possibilities of moving that whole fairground into a global attraction for bringing people into our county. So I think it'll be a major asset in being able to do that. Looking forward to that. And Joy is, of course, our business manager over there, so she's working hard at getting us some major events coming in. I will just make a note that after this meeting, we will be moving right into our strategic planning session with Planning Next. And we do have 2 individuals here. Jack, would you just like to go ahead and introduce them just so that everybody is aware who they are?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I forgot your voice. You want me to do it?
Yeah, it's okay either way.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, then I'll just kind of be.
Good. My name is Jamie Green. I'm a principal with Planning Next, based in Columbus, Ohio. We've been asked to help the group here with a strategic planning process. We have worked on a number of projects in northern Indiana, quite a bit of them, and we've worked with Jack before in this organization. We worked on Vibrant LaPorte and Vibrant Elkhart. We worked on Valpo Next, a number of places. So it's good to be back up here and be with you. My colleague Sarah has been managing this effort.
Yeah, I'm Sarah Bonjour. I'm a director with Planning Next, and as Jimmy said, I worked on the Elkhart project and Valparaiso, and I was born in Indiana, so I love the state of Indiana. So good to see you. Good to be with you all today.
Thank you so much.
So our board members and staff will be engaged in some I'm hopeful, some very energetic activity after this meeting. With that, we'll move right into our treasurer's report.
Okay, thanks, Pat. For June of 2024, we had total accounts payable of $206,023.94. Total payroll of $46,970.77 for a grand total of $252,994.71. And as usual, we have the statements of financial position, the profit and loss, the checking account reconciliation, and claim sheets for your review and signature.
I'll just make a general comment. We are on track to exceed our budget this year. Jack probably was going to say something about that later, but I'm going to jump the gun on him. We are on track, so another good job with our whole planning of our budget and expending of the funds that we have available to us. Okay. I'll ask for a motion at this time to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Adam Konechny and a second by Corinne Myers. Any discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Well, that brings us right to our CEO report. Jack?
Well, I'm going to be brief for a couple of reasons. One, I apologize for the voice. It sounds worse than it is. Let me just say that for sure. I actually feel pretty good. But I know it's hard to even listen to this for very long. But because of the workshop that's coming up, I will pass most of my time on. I will just say that between the time when our last meeting and today, we received word that the Aquacross event coming up in a couple days during the Lake Fest is going to be recognized at a national championship level. That was great news. It came out of nowhere. We had no idea that they were going to consider that. But it's going to put us up to about 200 race teams there, and that's going to be a challenge, just getting them all in there for sure. But it's going to bring a lot of much needed economic impact into the community, adding the extra race teams and getting the notoriety and the type of press coverage that comes with the national championship. So that was great news, and City of LaPorte's been getting that out really at a high level. So we're excited about that. We just closed down the Michigan City Aquacross. Scott, you want to give a little brief rundown of how that ended up, please?
Like Jack said, about a week and a half ago, we had our first of the 2 Aquacross races. Went really well. Luckily enough, the rain came in between days, hit us Sunday morning, but it only delayed us maybe 20, 30 minutes at best. But probably, along with everybody being safe and the outcomes of the races, one of the biggest honors that we got, we were given an award for outstanding hospitality by P1 and Aquax. They come here and they love coming here, and they love coming to LaPorte in the area. As a matter of fact, last night Chelsea and I were leaving, and Sean from P1, Michelle's assistant, he was out in the parking lot, and he said we didn't have anything to do, and they were up in another race, and rather than go home, they came here. So they're going to stay. They stayed here for an extra 3-4 days. We also have, as you guys know, next week's big week, Great Lakes Grand Prix. We're gearing up for it. Anybody knows anybody that wants to volunteer, I can always use volunteers. We all can. But like I said, I don't know. Am I jumping the gun on that one, Jack? Let me come back to it.
Oh, that's good. Go for it.
Lot of new things this year. We're definitely adding to the block party, making it more family friendly. Adding a lot of events. Is Chelsea going to talk about that, or you want me to talk about that? Okay, I'll talk about it. We're getting 21 and over cigar bar. It's going to have arcade games. We're going to have lots of kids games to keep the whole family entertained all day, and of course that's Saturday. And then of course the parade. What we got clowns, you've got face painting, you've got
free face painting,
There you
free
go.
caricature
You can take it
artists, free balloon twisters, a bunch of different like, little toy handouts. At night, we're gonna have a lot of glowing stuff, so it'll be glow in the dark and lit up, and it'll be fun.
These toys. No, just kidding.
The VIP tent, we're adding some more excitement to that. This year we're adding 12 televisions. So we'll be live streaming under the tent, so, you know, if whatever brief second you may be blocked vision-wise, you can take a look up almost anywhere in that tent and see the race going on. And we're also adding 2 tents for, one for X Insurance and one for the race teams. So everybody will have plenty of room down there. So hope to see everybody down there. And again, if you know anybody that wants to volunteer, please pass my information on.
Good deal. Thanks, Scott. I thought that we always get an award usually from the promoters that come in. I thought they very aptly titled this one the Hospitality Award. That was pretty cool because that's what we try to do is roll out the red carpet, make these race teams feel like they need to be here and that we want them back and that they're part of our community. So a good job with P1 for recognizing that, and thanks for representing us on that, Scott. I appreciate that. Let's go with Operation and Finances, Gail.
Well, that's all the fun stuff. Now I'll tell you the day-to-day. We did go through, since we've last seen you all, finished up with HR onboarding one new staff, as well as finalizing one retirement and one resignation transition. As you all are very aware, this is our heaviest spending time of the year. And so I'm going to ask you to keep that sheet that you received from Becky, and Becky reported on, keep that close to you for another month. Wait till you see July and August expenditures. And then the best part, in September probably we'll hear about our return on investment. And that's what we're all about, because we have very signature events, major events that occur especially this time of year. And then everything else we do the rest of the year also works into that return on investment. So we're very proud of that. And I will be continuing to prep for audit. Our audit is the week of August 19th, just a couple weeks after the race. So move that stack aside, pull this stack in, and we're ready to have another clean audit. My nose is above water, barely. My office door's closed because it's a disaster. We're glad to see smiling faces. That always makes it a lot easier. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
Linda, how about some marketing update, please?
Yes, you'll see as you sat down today that I had an Indiana Tourism Association industry email that has a lot. This is the June one, so I'll try each time we get one to have one for the next board meeting. Just a couple hits here. Once again, they mentioned the solar total eclipse, 148.5 $1 million economic impact, and then the turnout as far as visitors was extremely high. But it's got a lot of good information on here, so feel free to read it. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And then just a couple things that Scott was talking about, the Grand Prix. Chelsea and I met with the coordinator with our Miss LaPorte County Fair Queen. And so we sat down, went over all the bullets and where we need her and so on. She's very excited. She'll start off at the ribbon cutting and then move on each day. She'll ride a boat in the boat parade. Scott's working on which boat. And it'll just be nice. We gave her sash and all of that. So the coordinator will be traveling with her, I think, as well as her mother. But big smiles, and you saw some of the coverage of the coronation. Very pretty young lady, and so we're real excited to have her in this year's boat parade and as representing Miss Grand Prix. I think Thursday, Scott and Paul Kimmel will be on WIMS this week. Paul talking about his experiences, and then Scott, Carrie goes to the conversation talking about the Grand Prix and so on and so on. So Scott, we'll all be listening. What time is that, Scott?
Actually, I think I'm on Thursday. Paul's on Wednesday at 9.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Rick and I talked about it. He said, Paul can kind of hold the show on his own.
Yeah.
So, but I'll be Thursday 9:30.
Okay. All right. So also at our ITA meeting, a couple things came up during the board meeting, which was July 9th, and that 2 new members are coming on board. Tara Hote, which It's Amy's, where she went to school. And then Jasper. So we've got 2 new members to add to our clientele at our board meeting. And then the next couple months, we'll have a lot of summits coming up that Amy and I are looking at now, as far as, I think there's a marketing summit, a digital marketing summit, and so on. So we're just looking at that, and that'll go on through the year, just keeping everybody in the loop. They're already planning for the 2025 Indiana Tourism Conference. That will be held in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They got the bid for that. So a little shorter drive than where we were this year. And then, let's see what else I have here. And I just wanted to mention too that with the Hospitality Award, one of the things Michelle told me from P1 was that, nobody gives them donuts and coffee, so we attribute a lot of that to Dale Cooper from looking out for them and so on, but the praises were unbelievable. Also during the awards, Mayor Angie came up and presented the awards to the CBB staff, and then they asked her to present awards to the individual winners of the P1 race. And then there was someone from England, a television station or something, that had asked me if they could do a one-on-one interview with Mayor Angie. Of course, she accepted. So I'm trying to find out where we can get a copy or a link to that. But I did hear Mayor Angie talking a lot about our lighthouse and a lot of the great things that Michigan City has to offer and so on. And other than that, we have just had just minor updates. A lot of people are asking about the solar project downtown at the You Are Beautiful property. So we should have an update probably in about 45 days on that. That's a big one. And a lot of people are asking what's going on and so on. So that will have an update, like I said, in 45 days. And other than that, we are just getting ready for this week's Lake Fest. I redid our backdrop, so we've got obviously Lake Fest on there. We've got the new X Insurance Great Lakes Grand Prix minus the name on the tail. And then the block party, just to help celebrate as we have people coming in for board meetings and so on, to have everyone recognize that we've got a lot going on. So, but other than that, that's all I have.
Excellent, thank you. So now's the time for standing ovation. Please keep it short. Heads and beds. Heads and beds.
Take it. I just want to give you a quick update on the innkeeper stacks. Through May, we just have it through May so far. It's 60,000 above where we were last year, and if you recall, last year was a record year. So we're really excited about that. We are working hard to be sure that that positive trend continues. So we'll have June's any day now, and I've already seen the state's distribution. I can see that online, and that's above where we were last year too. So I'm counting on June being up as well. As far as hotel visits and occupancy, Scott's been great. He's been visiting the hotels frequently for the team and has come back with some insights for us. Overall, the hotels have observed higher occupancy in June and July thus far. Basically due to the large events that have been taking place, and also they reported a spike during Fair Week, so that helped as well. Michigan City Hampton Inn is building a home 2 suites. I don't know if you're aware of that. That project's projected to take a couple of years to complete though, so we're excited about that though. Uno's Pizzeria at Pine Lake Resort, they are only serving dinner at this point in time. They've decided to halt lunch. It was a slower crowd, so they're putting their efforts into the dinner crowd at this point. Also at Pine Lake Resorts, we're hosting the racer party for the LaPorte Aquacross from 6 to 8 this Friday. So you're welcome to join us. We're really excited about that. The ballroom is fantastic, so we're looking forward to that event. As far as Great Lakes Grand Prix, Beach Walk is booked. There's some availability, not a lot at the hotels. I called around. Again, Scott's been visiting. So if anybody needs a place to stay, let us know. Like I said, some hotels are booked, and there's a few rooms out there to be had. Also wanted to share with you guys, you should have a handout on the Great Lakes Grand Prix marketing, like a marketing overview. So basically, we just wanted to give you a sense of the promotion that we've been doing for the race. Basically, the digital promotion is changing by the day. So what we'll do once the race is complete and all the campaigns are done, we'll share the data and analytics with you. For instance, like the TV coverage, WGN is already added to that list. We partner with Timeless Aerial Photography. He sent out videos to 20 media outlets in Michigan, Illinois, and Indiana. So we're expecting a lot of TV coverage out of this. So again, we'll share more to come on all that next month.
Heads and beds, pays the bills.
Bed rock.
Yes. Yes.
I'd just like to let it be known that thanks to the FMEC and the Fair Board and LaPorte County, we've expanded the campgrounds out at the fair, and their campgrounds are available for anybody that wants to camp, especially coming in for the boat races. So if we could get the word out that any of the, the racers or anybody wants to camp there, they can. That's available.
Yeah, we got it up on the site.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you.
We shared that.
You say camp, is this tents kind of thing, or is this
No,
RVs.
RVs.
Okay. I just kind of wondered how that works with the animals and all that stuff.
Good point. No, I agree with that. The tent thing would not work for me. Okay.
Dale, you want to give us a community relations update, please?
So, at the end of last month, I was the chair of the Levesque Center's Art Bash, which was held at our partner Blue Chips, and they raised over $150,000 from ticket sales and power raises and auction. So that was really wonderful, and that's the biggest fundraiser that they have. They do have an arts thing that's going to happen in August, but this is what really pays their salary, and it enables them to go out in the community and do pop-ups at schools and do murals out in the community. And it enables anybody that wants to go to the Levesque Center then to get in for free. So that's a major event that they have, and it worked out really well. I'm also working on creating an African American History Museum along with Pat. And thank you, Will, for donating all your mom's things. She was happy to hear that you did that for her.
Well, happy is not quite the word.
She was happy to do that.
So that's going to take us a couple of years to do, but it looks like we might have to build from the ground up. But I believe it's going to be a wonderful addition to our community here in Michigan City. We don't have anything like that, and I think people will come from all around to see that museum.
I'm just going to add to that, people coming around, some of the initial numbers we come up with for visitors. You could be looking at maybe 200,000 people over the course of a year. So that would be significant.
It would. It's going to be a wonderful thing. I was also asked by a group at the United Methodist Church to speak about Naomi Anderson, and anytime I'm asked, I always do that. But they were nice enough to take up a collection right there on the spot. They donated to me and asked me to donate it to whoever I chose, and I chose a group called the Kidpreneurs, who one guy, Anthony Connolly, has a group of about 80 kids, and he funds everything, so it went to a really great cause. He teaches them how to become an entrepreneur. He helps them get a bank account. He teaches them how to invest in stocks. So it's just a wonderful thing to do, so I was glad to be able to donate the money to that. I've also started working on the next library book sale that we're going to have here at the Bureau. That's going to be in October, and we raise money on a continuous basis to buy things like computers or chairs or whatever programming they need at the library. So that's what we do for them. I've also been working on the next mural for Vibrant Michigan City, and that's gonna be in September at the Hope Center, which is on the west side. We are trying to promote artwork in the different communities like East Side and the West Side where they don't have any artwork, and I think that's really important too. I've also been working on the sponsorships for the Great Lakes Grand Prix, which was something. I think it went really well, and thank you for everybody that helped out with that, but we were able to get it done. And the other thing that I've been working on is a architectural tour that's going on. It's being given by the Center for Creative Solutions, which I'm on the board of, and that's going to be in the downtown area, and that's happening on September 21st. So we're wrapping that up, and if anybody wants to take that tour, please let me know. That's it for this month.
We'll do something, we'll pick it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll be watching it close. Terry, Michigan City update.
Yeah, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on recap. We had a very successful last 35 days with 4 major events. It's a complete blur. I can't tell you what happened, but it was successful. Right now, obviously, the focus is the Great Lakes Grand Prix. I sent out the draft for the event profile yesterday. My hope is that the emergency action plan and communications plan drafts will go out in the next day or two for review. Once I get all the feedback from everybody, I'll make any changes that need to be made. The goal is to have those 3 documents ready to distribute to all of our agencies, our participating agencies and partners on Monday, which would be great if I can make that happen. We'll see. The other thing going on right now is planning for Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is just about a month away. We've gone to contract with 51 bands for over 4 days. We have just over 50 art, craft, and merchandise vendors, and I believe we're at 16 food vendors. So obviously we've got a month to go, so we're hoping to grow. Right now our biggest problem is space. I'm running out of space, which I guess is kind of a big thing, but we're going to try and get that figured out. And then the last thing is just less than a month ago, I was selected as the president of the board of directors for Leadership LaPorte County. And currently right now we have our summer youth camp going on. We have grade school and junior high kids. We have 38 kids that are going through our youth program. Started yesterday and will go through Thursday. So very excited about that.
That's great. Thanks for stepping up on the leadership program. That's a great organization. All of our staff that have been eligible went through that. It's very good for the county. Great job. Thanks for doing that, Terry. Okay, now we move right on to the LaPorte events. Brett.
Quick summary, July 5th, we hosted our 4th annual Taco Fest, which was a resounding success. We drew over 2,000 people to downtown LaPorte. Happy vendors, happy people, what we do this for. And a lot of local businesses got the residual spillover, I guess, the hour-and-a-half lines at some of the taco trucks from having that many people downtown. You can throw 10 trucks down there, but when you have 2,000 people to serve in an hour, it's not easy to do. 4th of July, obviously, with the JCs was a huge success for the city of LaPorte. Or, I'm sorry, not JCs, Kiwanis. Thank you, Joy. Old habits are hard to break.
Way to go, Joy.
Amy's probably having a little conniption. Okay, and then this past Friday, the Civic Auditorium hosted a concert called the Albert Joel. It was a Elton John, Billy Joel tribute off the East Coast. Huge turnout for that, great success. Nothing but compliments from the crowd. About 1,000 people attended. I'm very happy with that one. Upcoming events for us, of course, Lake Fest is taking center stage in the city of LaPorte from Friday through Sunday. The Aquacross races at Stone Lake Beach are one of the anchors from Saturday and Sunday, as Jack mentioned previously. It's their national championship, and it sounds like we're expecting 200 teams this year, which is a huge boost to our local economy and the hotels around the area and the restaurants. We do have a free concert at Fox Park on Saturday night at the amphitheater. Oh, wow. Thank you. Don't forget much. Soul Asylum is the headliner. The band started, I believe, at 6:30 that evening. We'll have free fireworks around dusk, which is going to be about 8:45. There's everything under the sun is going on that weekend. We have a Play for Jake, Bolt for the Heart 5K that morning, artisan market Saturday morning at Fox Park before all the festivities that night. As we said, the Aquacross races at Stone Lake on Saturday and Sunday. We have a special Friday Night Live on Friday evening at Fox Park. We have P&W bringing everyone all the kids stuff. The Besnick Center is going to be there. Beer gardens, DJ. It's just going to be a great weekend for the city of LaPorte and our community. Huge thank you to LaPorte County Convention Visitors Bureau for helping sponsor that, or not helping, sponsoring the Aquacross races and assisting with the concert on Saturday night as well as everything else they always do for us. Other upcoming events are going to include, we have Cheeseburger in Paradise. It's another one of our Friday Night Lives, similar to Taco Fest we had in July. That's going to be Friday, August 9th downtown. It's a free concert as well, in addition to all the food trucks that we'll have out there and artisan vendors. The band is called Easy FM, and it's a yacht rock type band to go with the Cheeseburger in Paradise theme. On August 16th, we have the Maroon 5 Tribute Animals out of Texas coming into the Civic. On September 6th, we have a Pink Experience tribute coming to the Civic on Friday, September 6th. LaPorte County Symphony brings back Who's Your Star to the Civic Auditorium on September 14th. Then, of course, we have the 25th edition of the LaPorte Sunflower Fair on September 21st from 8 to 4. And the night before, we have a special Friday Night Live on Michigan Avenue called On the Ave. That's going to be on Friday, September 20th. The Friday Night Lives are from 6 to 10. And as I said, the Sunflower Fair is going to run from 8 to 4. So we have lots going on in the city of LaPorte.
Have they started advertisement for the auditions for the Who's Your Star?
Yes, actually, they've already got all the participants. They start those auditions.
Oh, they have them all.
in March.
Okay. Okay.
And there are people this year, I think, from Indianapolis, LaPorte, Fort Wayne. It's a pretty diverse candidate or performers that are going to compete for the title of Who's Your Star this year.
Great. A couple comments on the LaPorte report. I think everybody knows Adam is very active on the Lake Fest committee. He's helped quite a bit. He probably chairs most of the activity that's going on there. He's coordinating with us, using some of our vehicles, getting the bands in place, and good job with that, Adam. We really appreciate it. It's going to be a gangbuster this year. And then Brett informed me this morning that the basketball tournament in January, we're going to be bringing in all 14 teams that are in the conference, which we were missing 4 last year. And that cut us back a little bit in our games. Nike will be in their transitioning. Nike will be into their first year. And the name will come out next year, is that correct?
Correct.
The tournament
This year
name.
will still be under the LaPorte.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But that thing's really growing. We're going to probably add a day of games. And ESPN will still be covering the whole breadth of the games again. So that was great news. Great news.
Good news.
So moving along, county events, please, Joy.
As Pat said, we just wrapped up our 178th LaPorte County Fair. And that was on the heels of the 4th of July parade in LaPorte, which depending on what news media you listen to, we have between 30 and 50,000 people there in attendance. And we'd like to hear what people report on how many were there. So it's hard to get a grasp of how many are actually along the sides, but as I heard from the units that went down the parade route, there were 4 and 5 people deep, almost all the way down the parade route. So, yeah, and I've heard that too.
Yeah. It was as busy as we've ever
It
seen.
was probably one of our bigger years. Thankfully, the weather held out for the most part. With the rain, the governor was in. We were very excited to have him, and he was overwhelmed with what we do in LaPorte and the amount of people that come out for that. And very honored to be there, and was very complimentary of our community, which was very nice. So thanks for everyone who helped with that. And thank you for the help with the sponsorship of the Hickory bus. I always want to say Hoosier bus, but it was the bus in Hoosiers that's there to also be out at the Civic for the Invitational that's coming up too. I know that they enjoyed it as well. I think a lot of people were able to get pictures and that with them, so thank you for that. And then back to the fair, again, a record year on their numbers. I heard them report that they had over 100,000 people coming through the gate. That's one of their top years they've had. I know they had a record night, Friday night, with over 10,000 alone just coming in Friday evening. A lot of people were out there, a lot of great compliments. We have been working hard to get the improvements and the infrastructure in on the grounds out there, including the electrical, water and sewer, new bathroom facilities, upgrades where we can, especially the campground. And like Mike also said, that campground is ready to go, year-round rentals, so also with the boat races coming in, but for anyone that's coming in, those grounds are open year-round now. And that's what we're gonna kind of focus on, a little bit of marketing plan this second half of this year, which I'm gonna get with Linda too and help in some of that, making sure that we're in the right areas to get that out there. I really wanna push that venue.
We talked about that campground being a great opportunity to bring people into the county above what we normally do. And we have had a lot of interest in it too.
Yes.
That's the other thing that's been being reported.
And it's new this year because, again, everything's been upgraded and not been
Upgrades.
year-round. And we have not been able to offer that before, which I think will immensely change the look of that place out there over the course of the full year. Especially with the big construction projects that we have around our community and that, I think we're missing a beat if we don't use that as a money maker to come in and help. So I'll keep it a little shorter. So that's all I got right now.
I think, to expand that a little bit, I think marketing the camping during Notre Dame football, for Notre Dame football would be advantageous.
There's a lot of opportunities for that campground. It's
And
just-
then also the construction of the new venue arena is
it's underway.
underway.
Yeah.
They tore down the old show place and are gonna build a new coliseum, and that's ongoing. And I've never seen the parking situation like we've had out. I mean, we were parking them on Ziegler Road, single file all the way down Ziegler Road. I mean, there was no parking. It was completely filled. 2 days.
Yeah, and that's part for this year too, that we're working on expanding the parking across Ziegler Road in the woods area that we also own that's out there. We're actually gonna transform that into more parking spaces. Because of this year, it was already in talks, but this obviously set it over.
Right.
overflowing.
We had been talking about that at the
Yeah.
meetings
We
to
need to do
expand
that,
the
yeah.
parking spaces and upgrade that whole opportunity for people to have more parking opportunities.
But I mean,
It's just, we gotta do it.
Yeah,
gotta do
it's
it.
really something else. And I just, one last comment is, I've been on a lot of boards in my life and what have you, including, but that doggone fair board, they're really dedicated individuals on that fair board, and they really put in a lot of time and effort. And just like I'm honored to be on this board, I'm also honored to be on the fair board because they really.
And I want to comment to remind people, that is the oldest fair
It is, in the state of Indiana.
in
That
the
is
state of Indiana.
correct, yes.
Just kind of remind you guys, we got something going on here.
Yeah. It'll also be, that's kind of funny, it matches up what you said, it'll be the 179th year next year of that fair. So it's the oldest in the state. And kind of to say what Mike said about the fair board, the Agricultural Association Board, who's the one who runs the fair itself, they have been great to work with as far as the FMEC and them working together. We collaborate on a lot of things. We make sure that what we're doing on the grounds is first and foremost for the events of the fair, because that's what it's for. But then they're helping us too on the other side of that to make sure that we can utilize those grounds more efficiently throughout the year. It's been a great partnership and we've both worked well together these past couple of years.
That's great.
Just to remind everybody, the fair gets 5 weeks. The fair board, they get 5 weeks to conduct that fair, and those 5 weeks is blocked out for that purpose. 2 weeks before the week during, then the 2 weeks after, set up, take down, all that stuff. So they get that blocked out. Like you say, the partnership is there, but then all the rest of the time, FMEC uses it for other activities to bring in additional visitors into our county. That's where Joy and the Fair Board work together.
Yeah.
All right.
And the additional beds in our county at the campgrounds, heads and beds. It goes back to that. They very religiously pay their innkeeper's tax, and that's just a great turnaround for us. We appreciate that. Lastly, our friends at Blue Chip, a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes for this boat race that folks don't know. Angie and I have been going back and forth for the last 4 or 5 weeks getting stuff in place, and she's just been fantastic getting ready. They've still got a little bit of damage they're dealing with from the storm, and so Angie's going to give us a Blue Chip update, and that'll close out my report.
Okay, that's good.
Hello, good morning. I'm gonna go stand by well so everyone can see me. If you can't, he'll stand up. Yes, we're still dealing with storm damage. If you haven't heard, the A7 hailstorm really damaged our roofs. Stardust Ballroom and Suncoast Ballroom especially. The new Fremont Ballroom is holding its own. So certainly for Great Lakes Grand Prix, unfortunately, during this time, right, we have a very industrial manufacturing union community, and so we need to have union roofers fix the roof, and they're on strike. But they just finished last week, so yay! Fixed. And but unfortunately, this way it's looking, it's not going to be done by the time the Great Lakes Grand Prix awards make what it is. So we're doing some creative shifting, but rest assured, everyone will have a chair and a seat and some good food and some good drinks. So that's all I can say about that right now. It's been a nightmare. But some good positive things, obviously, is, we're certainly in the last couple of weeks giving all the recaps. School resource officers, we just hosted their convention. That was about 300 rooms a night for about 4 nights, plus great food and beverage, certainly. A lot of the heads and beds around the community. This is the 8th year we hosted school resource officers. They were going to leave us for 2025 and head downstate to try to get a little bit more towards a membership over the entire state. The board recently just voted last week, said, nope, we're not moving, we're staying in LaPorte. And I'm like, yay. Yes. So it just kind of showed they have heads and beds in all of our vacation rentals along the beachfront. They even go to LaPorte. They just really know our community is family friendly. So I will definitely share that with the board when I get those comments officially from their surveys, but great news for that. Indiana High School Athletic Association just had their board retreat, and during that retreat, they had named LaPorte County, as you all know, more or less the sports capital of the state. Obviously, with our long-term relationships we've had with NSA, with Pop Warner, with the NCAA football teams that stay here, all the youth leagues, soccer, and all of it. They now have just amped up to have their second retreat at Chip next year. So again, it's nice to have basketball tournaments in Michigan City, so a lot of things are happening around the state, and they're choosing the region in order to bring it here. So kudos to obviously LaPorte County and obviously the other county partners through the NATDC and so forth, and putting them under our roof is, again, I'm going to say roofs all the time, but keeping them under our wing and kind of presenting from the cool arts perspective. Renovations are done for the hotel. We have to go back through, but certainly starting the fall season on a much better note with some improvements here. The game, unfortunately, is still going to be closed. We're still focusing on trying to get the Stardust portion. I don't know when the game will be even looking to. It's just a lot of extensive damage. So unfortunately, we have that. But Infusion, if you haven't been to Blue Chip, that's open, that's going strong. Wayne B's is going strong, and Lakeside Kitchen is definitely there. So definitely through 2025, we'll be looking forward to get some more amenities opened. The spa just recently came under the Blue Chip wing since we opened that and opened the spa tower in 2009. We always contracted that out to another company. Now we just brought that under Boyd Gaming. So it's under new management, new ownership, which is us. I think not a lot of people knew that we contracted it out, but it's going to be a big improvement. So a lot of things are changing and happening, still making improvements here with Blue Chip. We got a busy fall. PNW, we partnered with them. Liz Cheney is coming to town, obviously with all of the political things going on in the world and this week alone with the government. So Liz Cheney will be at Blue Chip on September 15th. And if you like comedy, Jim Gaffigan is also, we partner with PNW. So when they have these big speakers that's too small for Purdue Northwest, they bring it over to Blue Chip, and that's just a great partnership we have with them too. So that's about it. Thank you.
Sounds exciting. We got to really promote that Liz Cheney thing. That's kind of big. I mean, that is big.
Yeah,
That's
already
big.
dealing with Secret Service on that one, so.
Yeah, okay, you're gonna be really.
Yes.
Okay, that brings us to any unfinished business.
I guess it's not an unfinished business, but, or maybe it's new business. I just, a question on the ex-insurance promotion. I see the ads and stuff. I would just make the comment, it might be worth reviewing the Northwest Indiana Times for ads. They are kind of a broader regional newspaper, if you will.
We have two ads, part of that.
Okay, I just didn't see them listed on here,
It just says, I
so.
didn't go deeply into it, but
Okay,
it's a
no problem.
visually
Just
imprint.
kinda-
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
got two
reading
ads.
what's in front of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great.
Sorry,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
we'll share a
Thank
lot
you.
of that.
Oh, good, good.
You know, drill down deeper, but
Thanks.
yeah, it's a part of that whole.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Anyone else? Any new business? Okay, any board comments at this time? I'll just remind everybody, citywide back to school rally, Saturday, August 10th. Be sure to attend. It's again 1,500 backpacks for a community this size. That's a very good outreach to the communities. So just want to encourage you if you can. It's at Gill Field from 11 to 3. Anyone else? Okay, hearing none, the meeting is adjourned.